Once they manage to come out from that struggle, right, I tell you, when they are in P6, right, they actually know how to handle not just studies, you know, they actually learn how to handle themselves way better. Just say.
Alright guys, school was a stressful period for many people. I want to know for y'all, what is the most stressful experience you've had while schooling?
Not much.
But serious, my answer is also not much. Yeah, like I don't think those school is stressful. But if I were to point one part of like my school experience that is stressful, it's always the meet the parents session.
Of course, naughty boy, that's the most stress you get.
Yeah. Cause like Joseph do well in his studies, but oh my god, then all the things that I do in school come out already.
Wait, you sure not do well in the studies?
Okay,
definitely something to compare the level.
Only history, is it?
No, I do well in most of my subjects.
Sure.
Really.
I think for mine it's not stressful but I can definitely feel the anxiousness. It's when I was taking my O-level bio exam.
Okay.
So during my O-level, I everyday go out and play. The only time I open my bio textbook, is when I was downstairs the canteen waiting to go up to the exam hall.
Oh,
It's
the
like,
anticipation.
Where the food go.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Doreen? What is the most stressful experience you've had?
You know, like now we think back, right, it seems like actually quite nothing, right? But at that moment, it was actually like amplified, you know. But now, you know, I feel not stressful, but tough, right, is when I was in poly, I learned coding.
Okay.
So coding is like, I find it's something that is totally new, correct, from your secondary and primary school. So, I really struggle with coding.
Your core module or like just like
One of
extra
the core.
module?
One of the
shit,
core,
okay,
yeah.
okay, I see.
Were y'all ever stressed during like exam period?
For
Mid-year,
sure.
final year,
Yes,
stress?
for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all also stress?
No way.
Because I was not stressed. No.
Yeah, I wasn't stressed.
It was never stressful for me. So the reason why I ask y'all this is because they are phasing out mid-year exams.
What?
Wait,
For primary school and secondary school, they are doing away. Right now, a few levels don't take mid-year exams already. So like primary 3, primary 4, I think, or 5, sec 1, sec 3, they don't take mid-years. But now they are making it across the board. Primary school and secondary school, no mid-year exams.
Okay, wait, so that includes secondary 4 and P6.
So sec 4, you take your O-levels at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
There won't be a mid-year in the middle of the year.
Wait, what? No, cause for me, I feel that mid-year exams. Okay, so basically there's one year there's 4 semesters, right? So there is like
2 semesters.
2 semesters. So there's
4
like
terms.
4 terms. So each term there's common test, mid-year, another common test, and all these help you pace your study, you know. So
Okay, the continual assessments are still ongoing. So there will be weighted assessment all the time. But it's just that the mid-year one they are doing away with.
And the percentage, is it included in the like year end? Because from what I know, right, the year end is accumulation of different percentage, right?
Yeah, so last time what it used to be was your year end is maybe like 70%, then your mid-year is like 30%, right? Right now, your weighted assessment will take a certain percentage, maybe it's like 60% or whatsoever, and then your final exam is 40%. So along the way, you still will be graded, and all of these will amount to your final grades.
Actually, to me it sounds like it's about the same thing but just take away the title of a mid-year exam.
Kind of, right? Kind of.
Yeah, because there's still weighted assessment.
Yes.
So technically that is still a test and it's graded. So,
But the difference, right, is because when there is one mid-year exam, there's stress in there.
yeah.
But when it's divided into 6, 7, 8 continual assessments, now you don't feel as stressful. So I think the idea behind it is to move the students away from this stress zone.
Okay, so I feel when you break down all these like the mid-year exam to smaller parts, I feel it's better for the students in a way in different ways. Okay, one of the ways is it gives the student a chance, more chance to wake up in a sense.
Okay, that's one point I wanna really drill in further.
Okay.
Because for me at least, and I believe I speak for Joseph also, we don't really care so much about the small assessments. When it is a major exam, now we buck up, we study. And we study just to perform for this one day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think, for me, like my study, there is like a momentum studying one. Like you have this calling one, like to study at the last minute. And then when you study at last minute, there is this like exponential steep
Everything
slope.
cram and you really
No,
get
that's true. I mean, that's how I study also. But the thing is, now with these small parts, small tests, it's a more gradual a more gentle and gradual slope.
But the
for
problem
the
is,
students,
if that's the case,
the stress level will be lower.
the stress
then
is
it will
lower,
change
you
how
won't
the-
do it.
Like I think so for us, we won't care. Then we until the end year.
Exactly. It's the year end where we cram.
Oh, okay.
Then it's also bad for students like KP and that, cause KP always want to win the best improvement award.
So one of the things that Minister Chan Chun Sing said, right, is there is this Goldilocks point. You guys read the story Goldilocks and Three Bears?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story is basically like, this girl goes into a house where the bears live, and then there are 3 bears, and then one is like too hot, one is too cold, one is just nice.
The
and stuff
porridge
like
and all that.
The porridge and
I
all.
only know the porridge, but I don't know what's the story. I forgot already.
So basically, the last one is just nice. The first two will have 2 extremes.
Yeah.
So what Minister Chan said, right, is they are identifying the stress point that is at the Goldilocks point. They don't want to overstress the students, because when you overstress them, sometimes they might break down. You don't want to have too little stress, because they don't grow. So you're finding that perfect point, that Goldilocks point. But let me ask you guys something. We have faced stress in school for a long time, right? Has it ever come to the point where you feel totally like,
Breakdown.
I cannot handle this anymore?
No.
Because you have to grow with the stress, right?
You'll become stronger than you thought possible.
You know, P5 there's a transition, correct? So this transition, right, actually makes it like rather hard for them to catch up. But once they manage to come out from that struggle, right, I tell you, when they are in P6, right, they actually know how to handle not just studies, they actually learn how to handle themselves way better.
This is the concern I have, because if let's say every kid is feeling stressed, and because you identify that kids are feeling stressful in school and all, so you want to lower the stress level, are you doing a disservice to those who can actually handle the stress and grow because of the stress? Because I tell you, in Singapore, right, we have some of the smartest people in the world. I
think so.
You know what's the average IQ of people globally?
Don't know.
100 is the average IQ. You know what is Singapore's average IQ?
That time I do, I think it's 152.
Close it.
112.
That means you didn't do the right test. So the IQ probably below 100. Must find the right test.
Hey, that time you also 150 something.
If I'm going down, you guys are going down with me.
So globally is 100, right? Singapore, our average IQ is 109.
Wow.
Is actually 109 considered a lot? Because it's just nice.
Average.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
We are the highest in the world. We have the highest IQ in the world, average IQ.
If your average is higher than the average of other people, then it's
Exactly.
good.
Your
Yeah.
people are smarter than average.
Yeah.
Man.
Maybe we're too smart.
But can I ask you a question? Like, wouldn't this create actually more stress for the students? Because each time they are being assessed. So like each time I also feel the pressure, rather than I being assessed like half a year.
But the point
every
is-
6 months.
Very little.
It's like it's like a huge stress broken down into small parts.
Imagine those people that really cannot cope with stress, right? This first test cannot, second test cannot make it, third test cannot make it, fourth test cannot make it, then all the way cannot make it, then you become more and more dejected.
It validates your stupidity.
yeah.
But I feel that it gives them more chance in the sense to like, okay, maybe I'm weak in this, okay, I'll go and work on that. For mid-year, if let's just say you consolidate everything into like 4 parts, okay, or like 2 main parts. If you fail the main part, you're gonna like, oh shit, okay, now I know, but in what expense? Like 30%, where the weightage is quite high, So I feel like when you break down into like smaller parts, right, it gives them more space.
Okay, but I want to build on something that Joseph said. He said that, if let's say now you space out all the exams, the tests, the assessments, would it stress the kids more? Who are the kids who really get stressed? Is it those who are operating in the middle zone and at the tail end? It's not.
Yeah.
The ones that usually get stressed, right, are those who really work bloody hard. They are stressing themselves out just to perform at the optimum level. Correct or not? So for these kids, we have just introduced a lot more assessments for them. And all of these assessments right now, they have to ace every single one of them. Why? Because the competition, right, among the middle group and at the end is not that steep. But at the front of it, it's going to be damn crazy. It's going to be cutthroat at the front of it. So that's one thing I'm wondering about.
Yeah. The end, right, just see, hey, you got fail also. Okay. Everybody fail. Hey, who last in class?
You guys know that in Singapore, there are some pretty good universities.
Mm.
Okay, NUS, NTU are solid unis.
Are they top 30 in the world?
You know what is NUS ranking or not?
Top
Nice.
5.
Third.
No lah, not so
Nine?
good lah.
Third in Southeast
It's
Asia.
11.
Oh, 11.
11.
Oh,
It's 11 in the
In the
world,
world.
you know, in the world. Have you heard of Princeton? Have you heard of Yale?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yale, Princeton, these are Ivy League schools, one of the best in the world. NUS is higher than them.
Wow.
And NTU lah, NTU is also higher than them.
First is who?
First is
Harvard, right?
I almost say Hogwarts, no.
maybe
Maybe it's Harvard.
Harvard.
I doubt. I think it's MIT.
MIT.
Yeah, first is MIT.
Second?
MIT, Oxford, Stanford. Those are the top few. Cambridge.
Wow.
Harvard is also top 5 lah.
Not about to
But
be top 11 globally.
Exactly. We are such a small nation. In this small nation, we're able to pull the talents. We're able, not just the students, but also the teaching faculty and all that. We're able to pull this talent in because the people are smart. My question is, if we go down this path, can we maintain this kind of rankings? You know, have you guys heard of the International Baccalaureate IB program?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So it's
IB,
it's a different program for streaming lah. When you want to get into unis and stuff, right? In last year's IB, there were 20,000 people who took the test. 19,700 to be specific. Out of these 20,000 people, 99 people got perfect score globally. Yeah, 99 people in the whole world got perfect score.
Wow.
Singapore accounted for 55 of it.
Oh no!
Wow.
Wait, I didn't know IB is global thing. It's a global thing.
It's a global thing.
Wow.
55 out of 99 globally came from Singapore. That is how crazy our people are. Because we emphasize heavily on studying. So I think, okay, now I believe the push, right, is moving away from academia into something more holistic lah. But the question is,
Will it produce the same results and the same matter in the students?
because from what I've seen lah, from a lot of high performing students, right, if they perform very well in academia, they probably perform very well in all other things also.
Because to be able to study hard and study well, it takes character. Like you need to build certain things. No?
Yep.
Like, and resilience and discipline is one of them, which is super important in successful people.
Can I ask you, what's the reason why they are changing it to become like this? I believe the first change, right, is because of the pandemic, is it? Is it because
Because
people
of the
are studying
pandemic, they start to roll back on certain things, try to, make the lessons spaced out a bit more evenly.
Is it because they believe that the pandemic will last longer, or what's the reason?
I don't know. From what at least the Minister of Education has said, they want to find this Goldilocks point where they understand that students are facing stress, but they don't want to overstress them, tip them over the scale, and they don't want to understress them. So they're finding this zone lah. But you ask me, what is my thought about this? I believe we are moving towards a more developed country. This is my thought lah. When you are less developed, education is paramount. Everything is about education. As you move towards getting more developed and stuff, right, you move away from just academics and into more holistic things.
You care more about the people welfare and all the mental health and
mental health, and also like how they can develop talents in other things and stuff lah. Because one of the things that this allows you to do is they can do other things during that time that is taken for mid-years. So I think that is the push lah, which probably I haven't heard anyone talk about this. Probably that is the underlying reason lah. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing that we are phasing out mid-years, or would you rather have the mid-years in place? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next episode. Bye.